We are still your local election headquarters. With many races locally and across the nation already called, one race in the Green Mountain State still does not have a projected winner, and it likely won't until the new year. This is the race for second in command. Here's a look at the latest results showing Republican challenger John Rogers with a nearly 6,000 vote, 2% lead over incumbent David Zuckerman. But because neither candidate got above 50% of the vote, Vermont's Constitution shows this race will have to go to the state legislature for them to decide. Fox 44's Matt Holderman spoke with the Secretary of State to find out more.
In the case of Rogers versus Zuckerman, neither candidate crossed that threshold.
After more than 350,000 Vermonters cast their vote for Lieutenant Governor the past few months, it has come down to just about a 2% margin between David Zuckerman and John Rogers, with both candidates failing to reach the required mark of more than 50% of the vote.
The requirement for Lieutenant Governor, Governor, and Treasurer is that the candidate needs to get more than 50% of the vote.
In her role, Sarah Copeland-Hanses says that in rare scenarios like this one, the state legislature will have to decide on the winner when they reconvene in January 2025. It'll be a joint assembly vote on Thursday, January 9th, meaning all 150 members of the House and all 30 members of the Senate will cast their votes. And ironically, the person who presides over and verifies joint assembly votes is the current lieutenant governor.
It would be expected that the lieutenant governor would be presiding over his opponent's election.
Although it will be Zuckerman controlling the meeting, and although Democrats have a majority in the state House and Senate, Copeland-Hanses says legislatures almost always side with the people in these situations and support whoever received the most votes on Election Day. The last time this happened in Vermont, it was for the 2014 governor's race between incumbent Peter Shumlin and Republican challenger Scott Milne. And Shumlin, who had beat Milne by just about 1% on Election Day, was voted in by the Joint Assembly by a final vote of 110 to 69.
I think by and large, Vermonters agree and legislators agree that whoever won the greatest number of votes in the election should be the one who is chosen.
I asked Rogers over the phone this evening how he feels about this vote going to the legislature, and he says he is also confident that they will honor his narrow lead over Zuckerman.
We know it still has to go to the legislature because it's under 50%, but I have confidence that the legislature will honor Vermonters' votes.
Meanwhile, Zuckerman released a statement Wednesday saying it wasn't the night he hoped for, but not conceding to Rogers yet. He said in part, quote, "Last night did not bring the results we had hoped for in our race or in many close races across the country. As a state and country, we must address the financial stressors people are feeling, and I will continue fighting by your side for that future." Copeland-Hanses says her office will canvass the results of all races next Tuesday and expects both parties to look things over very closely. She also says under Vermont law, either side can appeal the results and request a recount if they want. In Montpelier, Matt Holderman, Fox 44 News.
Now, just in tonight from the Green Mountain Peace and Justice Party, this used to be the Liberty Union Party, by the way, the group is calling for state lawmakers to elect Zuckerman. The Peace and Justice nominee, Ian Diamondstone, received 3.9% of the vote. Party leaders say given Diamondstone's progressive vision and Zuckerman being a progressive Democrat, the totals should be combined. The group claims it would give Zuckerman a 50.9% vote, clearing the threshold to win another term. Party leaders argue this would best represent the viewpoint of most Vermonters.